Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go ahead and review the MercyLion 4K Wi-Fi hidden dash cam on our 08 Audi A4. Coming up next. That is right, we're going to go ahead and throw a dash cam in the A4 convertible. It's always nice to have that little extra bit of peace of mind and safety in case something does happen to you when you're driving, and now we can record it. Let's go ahead, take it out of the box and see what we've got inside. Now, we know me, I'm kind of a packaging snob. And out of the box so far, nice heavy duty sturdy packaging. Comes wrapped that I can't undo. All right, let's see what we've got in here. If I can undo the box. There we go. Now that we've got the top of the box off, we've got our SD card, a 64 gig SD card for storage. Let's open up our box here. We have a trim tool and a adapter for downloading memory off of the card if you want to. A little card slot here, or you can just take the card out, throw it in your device, laptop, computer, whatever. We've got our camera itself. Looks like a nice packaging. Got to hide up there pretty well behind the mirror. You really never see it's there, especially as the driver. We've got a couple of different wiring options. If you want to use the OBD port, you can do that. Also, they have included the option to hardwire it into your fuse box for your car. It just needs a ground, a plus 12, and your accessory. So a couple of other accessories for wire cabling. And let's go ahead, drop the top on the convertible, and we'll see how we're going to install this thing. Alrighty, the top is down. We're about ready to install. What I want to do first is go ahead, throw in the SD card. Pretty simple, just like installing it in any other device. Goes in, clicks in. Only one direction, which usually I get wrong. Nope, I got it right this time. There we go. It's inserted right in here. And then you've got a adjustment option for the lens depending on where it fits on your windshield, and a locking switch to keep that position in place. But you can adjust that once you've got the app installed and you can see the image on your phone. Now, we've got a couple of other things in here. Depending on where the camera fits on your windshield with your rear view mirror, a couple of options to extend out the placement so you're not having wires just hanging around your windshield. And in short, let me bring you a little bit closer and show you where we're going to put it. There we go. So the goal is we're going to put the camera right about here. Now, the tricky part is going to get it to be straight. So again, we'll wait till we get the camera powered up to do that. But in short, when you're ready, you take off the adhesive from the 3M tape, set it up here, and then for the driver, it is pretty well invisible, hidden behind the rear view mirror, which for me is a big thing. I don't like extra distractions and stuff on my dashboard like many of the other cameras have or that sit on your dashboard. I just like an open, unobstructed view of the road. And as I mentioned, there's a couple of different options to wire this in, either with the OBD connector, and that just plugs in under your dash, and then you can run the cables around down your A-pillar and get that connected. And I may do that here just for the simplicity of installation here for the video. So for ease of installation now, I'm just going to go ahead and use the OBD connector. I'll go back later and do the hard wiring with the other harness here, just because you're not really going to see it. And I'm guessing most people will probably use the OBD connector just since it's a very easy power on, power off with the car's accessories. You don't have to deal with getting into the fuse panel for the car. A lot of folks probably aren't comfortable with that. I'm going to, just because I like the little cleaner wiring, and if you have something else like a scan tool or one of those little insurance dongles for your vehicle's insurance, you may want to use the fuse box option instead. But for right now, let's go ahead. I'm going to find the app on my phone. We'll get that installed. And you flip through the instruction manual. There should be a page in here with a QR code. There we go. Dashcam app install. Here's a link for the MercyLion app. Go ahead and install that. While that's installing, I'm just going to grab the OBD wiring and plug that into my port. Alrighty, that's plugged into the port. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it into the harness on the camera. It only goes in one way. Set you up here for right now. Take off our screen protector for our lens. There we go. All right, the app is installed. Let's go ahead and open it. Travel more happy. Now there is an option in here to connect it to your phone. It does have a MercyLion prefixed SSID. Go ahead and connect to that. Password 1234567 Alrighty, we are connected. Let's go back into the app. And there we go. We've got our view from our camera. Now, not very useful in here right now since it isn't actually installed where it goes, but detected motion. Anyways, it has a very clear, as I was saying, it does have a very clear picture. And if I rotate my phone, definitely tougher to see it on your camera there, but I'll go ahead when we go out for a test drive and show you better footage directly off the camera. For now, what I'm going to do is work on getting it wired up and plugged in. So let me go ahead and do that, and we will come back because you're really not going to see me running wires around under the trim very well. But pretty much, yeah, even this is going to be a challenge because of the convertible top. We've got some trim under here that's got to get pulled down, and then the wires can be tucked up here, run down your A-pillar, and then down into your dashboard. No matter where you install the camera, whatever you do, do not have any wires running through your door jamb. I know there is an option of this camera with a rear view module as well as a GPS unit. So do not run any of those cables through any door jambs, anywhere that's a pinch point that can be problematic for signal breaking, or you could pinch a power wire and that also could possibly cause a short to your camera or vehicle. So just be mindful of that. Like I was saying, I've got to run it under this trim here, down the A-pillar, and then I think I will probably get this mounted. Look at it now. Take off the adhesive, clean where you're going to be mounting the camera, and stick the adhesive down. So for me, it's going to be kind of like this. But I'm going to go ahead, get it centered left and right between the mirror housing here, and then find those extensions to figure out how far down or up I need to mount that camera. So depending on where you need to mount this in relation to the top of your windshield, there are multiple different styles of connectors. If you don't have to have any spacing, you've got this really short one, just comes out the back here for your wires to come out. If you do need to have a little bit of a longer distance, you've got two other options. So a longer or a really long option. So figure out where you need to mount it for your specific vehicle. Let's take a look at that. I think this first shorter section here for me is going to work just fine. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a space here, about 2 inches between the camera and the top of the windshield here, but that's going to work for us just fine. We can tuck our wire up here underneath our trim and go. So let me go ahead. I'm going to plug this back in. I'll fire up our app and center the camera on the windshield, make sure we're looking straight ahead. But first, like I said, I've got some glass cleaner. I'm just going to clean the area of the windshield where the camera is going. Alrighty, I've got the windshield cleaned up here. I've got my camera. I can see what I'm doing. Oh, if I only had a good camera holder. Just to start, I'm going to peel back a little bit of this adhesive so I don't pull everything back at once and then end up sticking this thing in the wrong spot. All right. Again, I'm going to point this camera angle down as far as I can to start with. Loop this out of my way. I'm going to give it just a little bit of space between the mirror housing and the camera housing. Center it in here left and right. Let me just lightly stick it on there to see how it looks for now. All right, that looks, I can need to move it over to the passenger side just a little bit for it to be centered. But height-wise, looks pretty good. I can adjust it up a little bit once I get it mounted, but height-wise, it looks pretty good. It seems to be centered pretty well. I'm just gonna, like I said, move it over a hair to the right to center it on that housing for the rear view mirror. I think that should be good. Let's review again. Center-wise, that looks really good. Centered on the car. Everything looks pretty level. So I'm gonna go ahead. I was looking for this, if I had the whole assembly left or right different, you know, crooked, you'd be able to see that more down here with our horizon line. It looks pretty centered. So let's go ahead and take off the rest of that adhesive. I'm gonna press that and hold it up there for a second here. Alrighty, that is now stuck up there. I'm gonna go ahead and tip the camera up a little bit so I get less in my hood. There we go. I don't see much of my dash at all. A little bit of the hood. So it looks pretty good. I can go ahead and lock that camera in place. So it's not going to move up and down. For the next part, depending on how you're wiring it up, like I said, we're hooked up with the OBD connector right now. And you could just go ahead and run the wires through your trim down the A-pillar and then wire it down to where your OBD connector is. That would be a good point for most people. Like I said, like me, I'm gonna go ahead and wire it into the fuse box. So let's go ahead, I'll at least get you to the point of running all the wires down to your A-pillar and to where your fuses are. Depending on your car, that's gonna be in a different place for a lot of people, whether it's under your knee panel, in the side of your dashboard, depending on, again, the vehicle. You may have a couple of different places where that would be. So we'll at least get you routed down to where my fuses are. And then we'll go for a test drive, take a look at the camera footage. For me currently it is sunny, but it is cold and very windy. And I don't like convertibles with the tops up. So I may wait for tomorrow, you know, in a few seconds for you, but to go out and get a test drive actual on the road when we can test this thing out. So let's go ahead and move you around and we'll, Shopcat's in the car. All right, hi Shopcat. We'll get that hardline wiring put in. Alrighty, so here is our hardwire harness. We can go ahead and just again plug it in, like the OBD connector option. Only has one way. And then we can just work on sneaking these wires under the trim. I'll probably have to figure out how to drop this trim just a little bit to get, there we go, the wires up where they need to be. But for the big picture, you just tuck it back. Then I'll indeed have to drop this trim piece. But another important thing to consider if you are installing this in a vehicle with curtain airbags here by chance, do not run the wiring in front of the airbag or anything that could potentially be an obstruction in case of airbag deployment. But otherwise, this rolls all the way down here. just like this, behind your A-pillar trim, and then any other trim you've got here. And for me, my my fuses are over here. So I need to go track down which fuses I need to tap this onto. There is a ground. I have a fused plus 12 and accessory in. So I need to go track that down, and for everyone's vehicle, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'll figure that out, and we'll come back and we will take this thing off for a test drive. Well, we've got our wiring installed here. It is the next day. You can see I've just got wires tagged in for an accessory and a plus 12 and a ground. Tucked any of the extra wires up back behind the dashboard. And if we go around the front of the car, you can see the rest of the cords are all tucked away under the A-pillar trim here. And all we see is that little about 2-inch, 3-inch wire coming up out of the camera into the trim. So now when we go ahead and turn on the vehicle, the camera will turn on and we can start recording. For now, I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. So what we're going to do is go out for a drive in the daylight here. Check it out. I'll drop that little clip in here. Now, some of the things you can do with this camera in the settings is you've got a couple of options. You can, of course, change your Wi-Fi password to something more secure. You can set your video resolution to different sizes, whether it's 1080p, 2K, 4K. That's what I'm showing here. Timestamp, you can turn that on and off. You can set the duration for the loop of the recording segments. You can turn on and off time-lapse. A handful of options in there, as well as on the camera itself. There are some buttons on the side to control the actions without needing to use your phone. So plenty of opportunities. Again, you can either go ahead and take the SD card out of the camera to take it into whether it's your computer, police, insurance, wherever the case may be. Or if you wanted to, you can connect to the device with your phone and then download the images or videos to your phone, as well as see any other warnings that came up while you were possibly away. And here is a clip of driving in the dark, just to get a good impression of what the camera quality is. This is directly off of the camera, not taken from my phone. Just downloaded from the SD card right to my computer and into your video. Alrighty, so there's a quick test drive with the MercyLion 4K Wi-Fi dash cam. The install, both the OBD connector option and the hardwire option like I have done. Again, depending on your vehicle type, you may have your fuse panel under the dash, on the side of the dash, in the other passenger side, in the trunk, just depending on what make, model, year car you've got. And again, remember, there is an option for a secondary rear camera and a GPS unit for this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a link below for this awesome camera, and go ahead and pick one up from yourself if you like, and we will see you in the very next video. Thanks for watching, and again, thanks to MercyLion for sending out this awesome camera. Check out. Have a good day. Later.